welcome to another deep dive. Today we're tackling a question that always seems to get football fans fired up.
It's the Ronaldo versus Messi debate, right?
Yep, the never-ending battle for GOAT status. But we're going a little deeper this time.
Oh yeah, we've got some recent comments from Ronaldo himself, where he makes a pretty bold claim.
Bold might be an understatement. He straight up says he's the best player in history.
I think we need to hear this in his own words, right from the source.
Right, so get this quote. "I'm the best player in football history. I hadn't seen anyone better than me in football history, and I'm saying truth from my heart."
Whoa, all right then. No mincing words there.
Talk about confidence, right?
Confidence for sure, but he doesn't stop there. He actually gives reasons why he thinks he deserves that title.
Oh, really? So it's not just him bragging?
No, he goes beyond just saying he's great. He lays out a whole argument.
Well, I'm all ears. Let's hear it.
So his main point is that he's the most complete player ever, and he gets specific about what he means.
Okay, so like what?
He lists out all these different skills. Heading free kicks, left foot speed, strength. He's basically saying he excels in every aspect of the game.
Every aspect. Well, I don't know about that. The article we're looking at actually mentions he's a top 10 left-footed scorer.
Yeah.
But he's not even left-footed.
Huh. Okay, maybe complete is a bit subjective there.
Just a tad. But, raises a good point. Can one player really be complete? And even if they are, is that all that matters?
That's the big question, isn't it? What about things like vision passing leadership? Qualities that are harder to quantify.
Yeah, Ronaldo seems to really like things you can measure. He actually challenges people to look at the numbers.
He does. What does he say?
He asks, who's the player in history who's scored the most goals with their left foot penalties free kicks? It's like he's throwing down a statistical gauntlet.
Oh, he's got a point. The numbers are impressive. He just broke the all-time goal-scoring record.
Seriously?
Yeah, 923 career goals. That's more than Pele or Mario, even Messi himself.
923. That's insane. Can you even argue with numbers that big?
It's definitely a strong argument. It plays into his whole most complete idea. Look, I can score in any situation from anywhere on the pitch.
Right. But it's scoring everything.
That's the debate, isn't it?
Yeah.
Messi, for example, is known for his playmaking and dribbling, things that don't show up on a stat sheet as easily.
Exactly. It's not always about how many you score, but how you make things happen.
And that's what makes this whole discussion so interesting. Ronaldo's coming at it from this data-driven angle.
Right.
But other players like Messi might be judged on these more intangible qualities. So, which matters more?
Well, before we get too deep into the stats, let's not forget Ronaldo's success off the pitch, too.
Oh, yeah. Good point.
Yeah.
He topped Forbes' list of highest paid athletes this year. All those endorsements. His huge social media following.
Yeah, he's built an empire that goes way beyond football.
It adds another layer to this whole GOAT thing, right? Are we just talking about on-field performance, or does overall impact, brand influence, legacy, all that stuff matter too?
Right, because Ronaldo's definitely made a mark in all those areas.
Definitely. And here's the kicker. He's still going strong. At 39, almost 40, he's not slowing down.
The article said he's as dedicated as ever.
Which is pretty remarkable when you think about it. It speaks to his physical condition, his discipline, this crazy drive to keep competing.
So it's not just talk. He's backing it up with action.
Exactly. So we've got Ronaldo making this bold claim.
Right.
Backing it up with stats, this whole idea of completeness. And he's still out there playing at a high level.
It definitely makes you think about what really defines a football legend.
And you know what? It gets even more interesting when we bring Messi into the picture, which we'll do in the next part of our deep dive.
Stay tuned, everybody. Okay, so we've got Ronaldo's side of things. His whole argument for being the GOAT.
Right? All the stats, the completeness, the longevity.
But we can't talk about this without bringing up the other name that always comes up.
Messi. Right. It's like they're two sides of the same coin.
It's funny, even when Ronaldo's making his case, he acknowledges that a lot of fans prefer Messi.
It's like he knows there's no escaping the comparison.
No matter what he says.
Exactly. And their styles are so different, too.
Tony, Ronaldo's all about power and precision.
Yeah. And then you've got Messi, who's like...
He bends the laws of physics out there.
It's true. There's a real artistry to his game. That close control, the way he weaves through defenders.
It's almost like he's dancing out there.
And then his passing, those pinpoint deliveries that seem to defy logic.
You can't just measure that stuff with numbers.
No way. But let's be real, Messi's got the awards to back it up, too.
Oh, yeah. He's definitely not lacking in hardware.
We're talking a record-breaking 7 Ballon d'Ors.
7. That's insane.
Which is the award for the best player in the world, voted on by journalists, coaches, captains.
Right.
To win that 7 times, it shows you just how consistently brilliant he's been.
It's not just individual awards either.
No, he's won league titles, domestic cups, Champions League trophies.
Barcelona, and now with Paris Saint-Germain, he wins everywhere he goes.
And while Ronaldo might focus on his completeness, Messi is often praised for his creativity and playmaking.
Yeah, it's like he's not just scoring goals, he's orchestrating the whole game.
Exactly. Controlling the tempo, dictating the flow, creating chances out of thin air.
And I think that's where Ronaldo's focus on stats might not tell the whole story.
How so?
Well, how do you measure Messi's vision, his ability to see a pass that nobody else can?
Or that knack for unlocking defenses with one perfect touch.
That's the thing, isn't it? Sometimes a single well-placed pass is worth 10 goals.
It's what separates a good team from a great one. And Messi's got that in spades.
So it's not just about who scores the most, it's about who makes the most happen.
And that's what makes this Joet debate so fascinating.
We've got these two titans of the sport.
Each with their own unique style, their own approach to greatness.
Ronaldo, the data-driven machine, pushing the limits of physical ability and goal scoring.
And Messi, the artist, the magician, almost defying physics with his touch and vision.
It's almost like they represent two different philosophies of football.
And the question is, can you even compare them directly?
Are we trying to fit a square peg into a round hole?
That's the heart of it, isn't it? It's not just about who's better.
Right.
It's about how we define better in the first place.
Do we value individual brilliance more or team success?
Tangible achievements or intangible qualities.
It's all part of the conversation.
And I think it's also about how the game has evolved.
Oh, yeah. How so?
Well, in the past, maybe just being a goal-scoring machine was enough to be considered the best.
I guess that makes sense.
But now, with the focus on tactics and team play and these moments of almost otherworldly creativity, it's a whole new ballgame.
And both Ronaldo and Messi have thrived in this new landscape, each in their own way.
They've pushed the sport itself to new heights.
So maybe it's not about who's the goatee.
Maybe it's about how lucky we are to be witnessing this era of football.
With these two incredible talents sharing the stage.
Exactly. It's a privilege to watch them both.
Well said. But I think our listeners might be looking for something a little more concrete than that.
Okay, fair enough.
So in the final part of our deep dive, let's shift gears a bit and explore what this rivalry means for the future of football.
Sure.
What kind of legacy are these two icons leaving behind? All right, so we've looked at Ronaldo's argument for GOAT status. All about the stats and the completeness, and we've talked about Messi's magic on the pitch. But now I'm thinking bigger. Beyond all that, what's the real impact of this whole rivalry? It's more than just two players, right?
Oh, definitely. It's become this whole cultural phenomenon.
For real. You see it everywhere.
You can't even go on social media without seeing Team Ronaldo versus Team Messi. Everybody's got to pick a side.
Exactly. It's like it's taken on a life of its own.
Well, it taps into something very human, right? We love to compare things, to rank them, to have a champion. We want to know who's the best, even if it's all subjective.
Right. But I also think it goes deeper than that. This rivalry, it's become about more than just football.
What do you mean?
Well, it's a conversation about talent, about dedication, about what it takes to be truly great at something. Anything, really.
You're right. It's about pushing boundaries, setting new standards, inspiring a whole generation. Whether you're Team Ronaldo or Team Messi, you can't deny the impact they've had on football and on just the idea of what's possible.
And I bet they've pushed each other to be even better, too.
Definitely. Having a rival like that, someone who's always raising the bar, it's got to light a fire under you.
For sure. Competition brings out the best in people.
And these two, they've been battling it out for over a decade.
It's been an epic rivalry.
They've had to evolve, innovate, constantly push themselves. I think they've both benefited from having such a worthy opponent.
So as we wrap up our deep dives, what's the message we want to leave our listeners with?
I think it's this. The Joet debate. It might go on forever.
Probably will.
But the real lesson here is the sheer brilliance of these two players and the impact they've had on the sport. They've given us so many incredible moments, inspired millions, and they've shown us what happens when talent meets hard work.
That's a great way to put it. And in the end, isn't that what makes sports so great? The drama, the passion, the pursuit of excellence.
It's all part of it.
Whether you're Team Ronaldo, Team Messi, or just a fan of the beautiful game, this rivalry has made the footballing world richer in ways we can't even measure. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We'll see you next time.